Hi everyone, this week I got the chance to participate in Kindred's Community Game Jam. The jam lasted around a week long, give or take 8 hours and 2 minutes, but who's counting, right? There was two themes, being Penguin Party and The Fire Mustn't Go Out. So I decided to do kind of both. That probably wasn't the smartest idea looking back on it now, but that's fine. Starting the jam off about a day late, I decided to do some art. Now, this is really never a good idea when doing a game jam, as it's more important to get the mechanics first, but that just didn't happen. Like I said before, I have no idea how to make a color palette. That's why lowspec.com is the best. I found this cool color palette called Rewild64 by BLM. Shout out to them, a link to the palette will be in the description. So, penguins. I started off with these little penguins and their walking animation inside of A-Sprite. This took some time trying to figure out what the penguins should generally look like, but I think I kinda got the hang of it. At some point during the art process, I thought it probably would be a smart idea to start the mechanics, especially since I had a kinda delayed start. Now, for game jams, I generally don't use my first idea as it's normally a really basic one, but this time I kinda had to. The plan was to build on it later though. So my idea was pretty simple. You are stranded in the middle of the Arctic and you have to keep a fire alive to stay warm. Although a party of raiding penguins is attacking with snowballs and they want to put it out. Simple? Yeah. I also wanted to add a way to upgrade weapons through a kinda shop, but that never really happened due to only being able to work a little bit each day. Maybe in the future, if I decide to update it for a version after the jam, there will be one. Just not right now. So moving on, I decided to add a player and give them the ability to shoot. There was also this really weird kind of wonky camera movement, which got removed. Just as a quick heads up, I don't have a lot of video footage from the actual game dev process. I forgot to record some stuff. The penguins were going to attack in waves. These waves would then gain around 5 penguins each time. So basically, by the time you reach wave 20, there'd be 100 penguins to fight. That's the only way at the time I really knew how to do it. Now, I put together this super overcomplicated way for penguins to spawn. Each frame, the game would pick a random number between 1 and 5 for penguins to spawn. From there, they would pick a random side of the screen to spawn on, and then repeat it until all the penguins for that round respond. Confusing, right? This took 10 hours to get working. At some point, so many penguins were spawning in, it made the game crash. I also decided to allow the penguins to use snowballs to shoot things with. Around day 5, I got started working on a lot more of the art, since I took a break earlier. This including stuff like the fire, lighting, and UI. The player was also animated that day, and it took surprisingly long to do considering it's only 16 by 16 pixels. And then there was sound. Like my amazing color palette making skills, I had no idea how to make sounds work. I found this cool program called BFXR, which allowed me to make really cool retro sounds quickly. Just the problem was making them fit into the game. It was really confusing. Oh yeah, and music. That's not a thing. There was no way I could finish the music in time, so I just had to scrap it all. It was a little disappointing. But yeah, that's kinda it. Thanks for stopping by for this mini devlog with the Kindred Game Jam. But if you want to learn more, a link to the game along with the jam will be in the description. Thanks again and see you next time.